Hey, welcome to Man Kitchen Recipes. I am Kevin. I'm not sure if you can see me or not, but today, actually I'm about a week or so past my 1 year of owning the Blackstone Pro Series. So I'm going to go over some tips with the Blackstone that I've learned over the year and just tell you about this Pro Series. First, I got to get the cover off. Best thing to do is keep it covered. Unfold it like that, and I set the cover to the side. Okay, so like I said, it's been just a little over a year for my Blackstone Pro Series 36 inch, and you know what, all I can say is if you don't own one, go get you one. The Pro Series, you know, it has the drawers, it has the cabinet for your propane, it has the side shelves, it has the lid. So if you want to keep all your utensils and everything in a box underneath your regular Blackstone, you know, that works out great too. If you're like me and you want a place for all this stuff to go, get the Pro Series. It has the drawers, has the cabinet, just everything about it is awesome. And of course, you know, it cooks the same as if you're using any other Blackstone, you know, from the 17 inch all the way up. I would highly recommend getting the 36 inch because you don't want to run out of room. Plus, you can cook multiple things at the same time. If you're, you know, just making a meal for 2 people, you can do your steaks, your potatoes, your whatever, broccoli, asparagus, whatever you want to cook. You get it all done right around the same time. If I had a 22 inch or a 28 inch, I could probably still do it for 2 people, but once you get 2 to 4 to 5 people, you'll definitely need a bigger Blackstone, and the 36 inch is the largest that they make right now, and I'd highly recommend not buying too small. 36 inch, although is a larger size, is not too big. As long as you have the space for it, you know, with the shelves on it, it does take up a good amount of space. So I guess you couldn't really see it there. Okay, so let's measure this thing. 60. So you're looking at 66.5 inches to the ends of each of these little knobs that are on the end. You can deduct 2 inches if you want. If you don't want those on there, it does have this magnet on here, which is great for holding your tools. You know, shoot, I've had this thing a year. I have not had to resurface it. It's still doing really good. I don't have any buildup. I don't have any chipping, anything like that. So far so good. And I use this thing all the freaking time. If I'm not using my my Pitboss, one of my Pitbosses, I'm using this. So great for fast cooks. Pitboss, you know, your pellet grill is great for long, low and slow, although you can do, you know, your chicken breasts and pork chops and all that in like 35, 45 minutes. But this Blackstone Griddle, let me just tell you, again, if you don't have one, seriously look into getting one as long as you have the space for them. It doesn't have to be the Pro Series. The Pro Series runs around 500 bucks. The other 36 inches, I think you can get for around 3. So depending what you want air fryers, you want deep fryers, you want whatever. One other thing I almost forgot to mention is with the Pro Series, you get the paper towel holder right here. And then this wire right here, you can put a kitchen-sized trash bag on there if you're doing a lot of cooks and got a lot of stuff to throw away, paper towels, you know, whatever. It does hold it. I don't use it too often because if I leave it out here, well, you know, I got little puppies, little dogs, and they'll want to get into it because it all smells delicious. So I don't usually leave it. If I'm doing a big cook and doing a bunch of stuff all day, I'll do it, but you just got to remember to take it off at the end of the day if you have pets. So now let's get into this drawer. I was talking about all the utensils that you have. I keep my utensils in the top drawer, and let me just show you how much stuff fits in that top drawer that I've got in. It's pretty full. Okay. First of all, you know, your salt and pepper or whatever, your SPG. I've got a cheap scraper. that I picked up when I first bought this, and that was for scraping off the food when you go to clean it. One of these, great. This mat is for holding your spatula or utensils that are oily. I have the Blackstone tongs. Those are awesome because they have the flat edge. I have my original spatula from my smash burger kit that I had gotten, and then the new flat smash burger kit with the flat one comes with a wider one without the holes, and it's actually a little bit bigger. Love this one, great for flipping pancakes. And then I have the skinny spatulas that I got with when I first got it. I got water bottles, the salt and pepper shaker, and a kit. These work great, just, you know, too thin for smashing burgers, obviously. I have a Blackstone scraper. I have the new flat smash burger smasher, and the old, which has this rim, and you can see it's smaller than the one that's flat. I've got egg rings, square and round. There's 8 of them. You know, you can put your eggs, hash browns, whatever you can think of in there. Those work great. I've got my temp probe. These come in handy. I ended up getting one from Blackstone that not only is an IR temp, but you can it also has the probe to take the temp of your meat. For some reason I have a metal coffee cup in there, double wall. I have a light that I used to hook onto my handle here. We'll see how my lights in this new cover work when you're cooking during the winter in the dark. And I have a long spatula from my pellet grill. I actually have a level in there as well. So, before I go, or before I get on with the level, let me just move this up. It's great to level these because if you don't, you know, the oil's going to drip back. But anyway, leveling your Blackstone, if you guys haven't seen Charley over at Pit Smoke, go check him out. I'll put a link down below. He does a lot of great cooks on the Blackstone, but he has a video on leveling his Blackstone, and it's a really ingenious, I think. He uses some shims actually. But get a level, go watch his video, learn how to level your Blackstone using shims, and it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay, let me roll this over. This is my rolling island. Great. Okay, so hopefully you can see me. All of this, it fits in that drawer. That's how many utensils you'll probably end up with this, and possibly even more, because they have a lot more different stuff. They've got a spatula with holes in it for shallow frying that you can get underneath and the oil will drip off the bottom. I don't have that yet. But yeah, like I was saying, great tools to have. This is some stuff that you probably should get. If you're going to make any kind of like English muffins or muffin sandwich, the griddle sandwiches, whatever, these are awesome. They're inexpensive. They work great. You can actually do pancakes in them if you want your pancakes that round. It's got square ones. You can put patties. I mean, there's so much you can do with these. So you'll definitely use them if you get them. I started out with this original smash burger kit with this lip, and I will tell you, if you get this, your smash burgers will end up the thickness of just like a regular burger that you throw on the grill. Does not really smash them smash like you think. So when they came out with the flat smasher, I grabbed it up right away, because this is most of the time you can smash without parchment paper. You can kind of feel the burger release, or you can slide it off. This works awesome if you don't want to use the parchment paper. You know, you might run into issues, you might not. I've found that if I put stuff in my hamburger, like sometimes I'll add Worcestershire sauce or something in the burger before I smash them, that kind of the sugary stuff that's in it might catch and it won't peel off, and it's a mess. But if you have your spatula nearby, you can scrape the meat off. It happens, okay? So if you do that, don't even worry about it. It'll fix if you get it scraped off. I don't need a cup. I need to go through this drawer now and only put back what I use. So what I use the most is my flat smasher, my tongs. The tongs are awesome, like I said, because they have this flat edge and you can get underneath whatever you're wanting to pick up. It's very convenient. Scrapers. So when you're done cooking, you want to scrape your meat off. I mean, not your meat, the leftover pieces of stuff that's stuck on or stayed there. I used to use this, and this is just a little $10 expert grill one. This would be great for just chopping stuff, but as far as scraping off your griddle, if you got a lot of grease and you go too fast, that grease is going to fly up and hit your fingers. Can't tell you how many times I've burnt my fingers on grease from doing that. So I recently acquired this scraper. It's a Blackstone scraper, and it has the handle, and let me tell you, this works great. So if you're gonna get a scraper, pay for the Blackstone or get one with a handle. You will save your hands from being fried with grease. It's good to have these thin spatulas just for different stuff. I love using these with bacon because, you know, when you get all your bacon lined out, you can slide these underneath, you know, 4, 5, 6 pieces, go about a third of the way down, lift it up, and turn them all at once. Most of the time I'll use this with bacon so that the grease will run back through underneath. They're great to have. And then the bigger spatulas. Like I said, this one is great for the smash burgers. I mean, you could smash your burger with this. You don't necessarily need a smasher, and obviously you don't need a smasher. You can use just about anything. But this is nice and big. It's a great spatula to have. Hey, that's weird. That's a wind kicking up on this nice warm day. And this was the original spatula, like I said, that came with the original smash burger. I liked it, except when you smash down, if you try smashing down a little more with one of these, the meat wants to kind of come up and through there if you don't have a parchment paper down. So, I mean, I don't use this one very often anymore. I usually use this bigger one or one of these smaller ones. Okay, definitely get you some sort of a temp check so you can check the temperature of your griddle. Or if you're doing a shallow fry, you want to make sure your oil is up to about 350 degrees. And like I said, Blackstone makes this one, and it is the IR, which does what this does, but it also has the meat probe, which is right here. So this is an awesome little gadget. And of course, your salt and pepper shaker. That's salt, pepper, garlic I have in mine. And last but not least, this little, I guess you'd call it a utensil rest or whatever. This thing is great. You got to get yourself one of these. You just set it on the side shelf. You're flipping burgers, you're turning stuff, whatever you're doing, you got to set them down somewhere. Well, you could hook them to the magnet, or you could hook them on the side hooks, but guess what's going to happen? All the grease and stuff that's on here is going to drip down on your patio or whatever you've got underneath your Blackstone. So if you have one of these, you just set them on there like that, and all the grease and everything stays here. It doesn't get too dirty, but man, it sure saves your side shelf, and it saves your patio from stuff dripping. Okay, so that's all my utensils that I use. I used to use my house tongs until I got one of these. These are really super handy. So, okay, let me go over a couple other tips when cooking on this. Let me push this out of the way. Okay, one of the tips with this 36-inch. Now, I notice on the ones without the lid, the regular 36-inch, not the Pro Series, these side shelves sit a little lower. On the Pro Series, they are right even with where your heat comes out right here. And if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know I had a paper plate with my bacon and some paper towels on there. It wasn't inside. It was sitting close enough, though, the paper towel caught on fire or started smoking. So, you know, if you have one of these wind guard, it's not only a wind guard, but it's also a heat guard to keep your stuff from melting. I mean, even my brother-in-law's got water bottles and plastic trays and stuff that he sat down that have melted. This will help prevent it. I do have a video on how to make these. It's just made with a sheet pan, double layered. I got these at my Safeway store. So just look at your grocery store to see if they have the double walled. I pretty much leave them on all the time now because, well, you just saw the wind that kicked by. And then the heat, mainly for the heat. I don't know, you know, before I made these, I had I'd set my cookie trays down with my food on it on the shelf. And then when it was all done, if I, you know, before I knew, I would grab that cookie sheet and that thing was scalding hot and you can burn yourself. So if you don't make your own, check out my video. It's very simple. If you don't make your own, you can buy them. Blackstone does sell the wind guards, but for me, it's more of a heat guard. It does block the wind. And then, like I said, we've got the paper towel holder. And one other thing I want to show you here. See right back there? Check this out. Okay, so I got this new cover. Before, my Blackstone was sitting over here and there was poles here and here. Well, when you're cooking on these, just like when you're in the kitchen, if you're cooking bacon or stuff that splatters, and you know, you use oil a lot with these, if it splatters, well, the one cover that I took down, this pole over here on this side, because I always grilled on my right side, the whole pole was greasy, darker from grease that had splattered. It wasn't dripping with grease. So I had this Pitboss Apron. I wrapped it around the wood on this new post to save it from the grease splatter. And then, of course, I started grilling mainly on the left side so I wouldn't get the grease splatter. So they do splatter, so you got to take that under consideration too whenever you're deciding where to put it. And if you've got a post or anything nearby, you know, it will splatter on it. If you've got a lot of room between or no post at all, no worries. So you're good to go. All right, what else can I tell you about this besides how much I love it? Wow. Oh, I forgot part of the utensils. These are dirty because they've been sitting down underneath in my uncovered island that eventually someday I will enclose it. Get a dome. The dome will fit this way and cover your entire griddle. You can put it this way, and that works out great. And then for me, since I do some smaller cooks or just a couple of burgers, I don't want to use that whole big dome. I bought the round dome that they have, and that, you know, you squirt your water, melt your cheese, whatever. It's also great if you're going to be doing vegetables. If you're going to do any kind of vegetables, you know, I've got the video on doing the Brussels sprouts. You use these domes and you spray water under whatever you're cooking and it helps steam it. So yeah, get a dome if you don't have one. Yeah, you can make one yourself. I didn't make one myself. You can just, we have some bowls that look like that, but I think my wife would not appreciate me using those. You can use the aluminum pans. They don't seal as well on the bottom. I've seen guys using those. They work though. If you're just wanting to melt cheese and all that, just, yeah, use an aluminum pan. Anything to dome it to steam whatever you need steamed. Okay, so another tip is as soon as you're done cooking everything you're going to cook on it, you get it all off the griddle. You can run it into the house or leave it out on your side shelves or whatever you have. Take, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. Clean your griddle right away. Scrape all the food off of it. And I use water. Some guys only use oil. I scrape it down. I squirt some water on it. If your water's coming up really brown, you know it was dirty. This bottom area down here, which I didn't go over, I've got some, I've got these, let me just show you. I bought these from Amazon. They're office desk deals with magnets on the back. And I put that down on the bottom and it's separate. I've got 2 of them down in there. 3 of them for the oils. This one and this one I usually use for water, steaming and cleaning. Those are great. All keep my extra drip pans down there, and go to if you have a Sam's Club or Costco or something, go buy the big packs of rags for cleaning, wiping. I mean, I got tons of rags in here, and my paper towels also fit in there, which I'm going to put back in there because they keep on rolling. And those fit great. So in the bottom, in my bottom drawer, that's what I keep down there. Now, you could keep all your utensils and bring your oil out when necessary. Around here in the winter, man, as soon as it hits 32, everything but canola oil freezes. Olive oil, avocado oil, water freezes solid. I gotta leave those in the house. I leave my canola oil out here. So after I'm done scraping, cleaning, doing my water, you squirt some canola, whatever, olive oil, whatever, and then rub it. You don't need a lot. Just squirt a little bit and rub your whole griddle top down, and it's ready for the next time. Now, if you don't griddle as often as I do, if you're only doing it once a week, once every couple of weeks, if you don't have a cover or a lid, every time before you start, get a rag with some oil, wipe it down, get the dust that's fallen on your oil from the previous cook off before you start cooking. There's another tip for you. And then I just got one more tip, a tool that I haven't made yet, but I'm gonna do as let me just show you. Tip. For some reason, Blackstone made this big hole back here for your grease, which, you know, when you're scraping the excess stuff off of here, you need kind of a good area to get through there, and you can take your spatula and kind of rub it in there to get the chunks. But when you're cooking, say you diced up a bunch of chicken, or you're doing vegetables that have peas or anything, just, you know, if you chopped up meat and you're moving it around with your spatulas and you're sliding it over here, a lot of times, and you've probably seen it in videos, you'll see a piece of the meat, a piece of the vegetable, or something goes rolling off and falls back in that hole, because that's a pretty good size hole. It's a good size hole. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna, next time I have an excess or a cookie sheet that I'm not using anymore, I'm gonna cut it so that it basically fits like this, so that oil can still drain out of the bottom. That leaves about 1/4 inch at the lowest point. But it'll stop your food from falling back into your grease tray. So that's my tip for the grease clean out area. It's kind of thick, and you do lose some stuff when you're cooking if you're going at it, you know. Okay, so as far as I know right now, 1 year ago, a little over a year ago, I got this ahead of my birthday this year. You know, I got this new cover grilling area. And if you haven't seen my Blackstone cooks, I have a Blackstone playlist. Go check them out. I have some great cooks. They're overlooked. Most of my views come from my Pitboss, but I'm telling you, the Blackstone, go check out those videos. It's easy to cook on. It's great to cook on. I love it. And like I said, you can get everything done, and man, you got your meal done in 20-30 minutes if you're doing a big meal. Dinner for 2, 8 to 10 minutes, done. Okay, so go check out my Blackstone videos. I had one on there I thought was the best thing since sliced bread. I was out here fooling around. It was snowing. I'm throwing my spatulas up. It was a Blackstone shorts. It was a shorts video. Hardly got any views at all. But, you know, hey, it was fun. Had a good time. Go check it out. Just go check it out. Go to my Blackstone playlist. I'll leave it at the end. The iCard, I'd put it up at the iCard, but I don't want you to leave just yet. Anyway, okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I gave you some good tips, some pointers, some utensils to use, and hit the like and subscribe. And we will see you on the next cook for sure. Just come back, ring the bell so you know when I'm doing it, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.